We have Jason Wong coming in here, founder of Saucy and Packing Duck. And I don't know if he is in Hong Kong right now. I don't know where he is because he's an international man of mystery. But let's get him in here and let's talk about packaging and all of the things. Jason, get in here. Get inside the show, brother. Get in here.
What's going on, boys?
There he is. Jason. Brother, it's been a while, man. I don't know if I've seen you since Miami F1, bro. When was the last time I saw you?
Flex, absolute flex from you two. Unbelievable.
3 years.
Has it been 3 years? Too long, brother.
Yeah, 3 or more. It was fun, good time, and you're just such a great guy. I wanted to hop on and catch up with you guys, and to meet you too.
We are glad that you are here, man. I like I have mentioned, I don't know how you do all the things that you do. I mean, you got brands that you're overseeing. You got all of this happening on the manufacturing side. Brother, give people a window into what you're doing now with Paking Duck, with Saucy. Just give us all perspective on what you're doing on the manufacturing and logistics side, because this is a totally, what I would say is unexposed part of e-commerce that we talk about too little, but it's like crucial to everything happening.
Every person needs it. Like, even I just saw you guys were looking at IM8. Like, IM8 does incredible packaging, and the reason why they're able to do so is because they charge so much money for it. But you know, the money goes into packaging. So I mean, just a quick rewind. I started in e-com when I was 16. So I started in clothing. I built my own clothing company. I didn't even know what dropshipping is. So I actually packed everything out of my own apartment.
Wow.
And learned Shopify. There's no courses, like trial and error my way through it. And over the years, I've launched my own apparel brand, home decor brand, stationery brand. And then the last 7 years was in beauty. So I had an eyelash company. I invested into nails, hairs. And so I had like a portfolio of brands I was operating. And around 2020 actually, right after COVID, I decided to start a supply chain company because just thought that was the best time. And it actually was the worst time.
Oh no.
But you know, Saucy built in 2020 was coming out of my own frustration because a lot of people were asking me for help in overseas procurement. You know, I speak Chinese. I came from Hong Kong. And so I had a lot of connections in China with factories, and I knew how to find the best price, best quality. So I built that company to basically manage product for CPG brands.
Wild.
So over the next few years, I was sourcing anything you can think of. I was sourcing watch straps, Bluetooth headphones, hearing aids, like bras. I sourced thousands of products. And in around 2024, about 2 years ago, I sat down with my team and I was like, guys, I think we're doing way too many things. Like we're spread way too thin. We're sourcing 1,000 products. There's almost no competitive advantage anymore. Let's focus on one thing. And so I got this idea. It was on a train ride to Shenzhen of what is that one thing that every single consumer brand needs and has in common with the thousands of products that we procured. What is one thing that most people are overlooking that is obviously something they need, but they're overlooking? And what is one thing that no one really has the right solution for because the market's very fragmented? Like if you think packaging, there's not one single firm that does it.
You're the only one. You're the only one that I know, Jason. You're the guy.
You're the guy.
Thank you. Thank you. So every single product on earth, it doesn't matter if you're buying toothpaste, a hair comb, or a washing machine, comes in a box, comes in a tube, comes in a bag. So it's a common denominator for every single CPG brand. And the entire market's fragmented because, like you said, when I asked 10 founders who their packaging suppliers are, they gave me 10 different answers. And here's the cool part. Out of the 10 that I asked, majority of them don't really know who the real supplier is because packaging is typically a part of the supply chain that is being absorbed by whoever your co-manufacturer is. So we talked to a lot of people who are, let's just say, making shampoo. They get tons and gallons of shampoo, and the brand is like, hey, can you just go package it up for me? Because I'm making a shampoo for you. I'm focusing 95% of my time on making a shampoo, just figure out the bottles for me. And that supplier is going to us. And they're marking an extra 30-40% on our price to give it up to the brand. So in most instances that I've talked to brands, they are overpaying because they don't even know who they're working with on packaging. And that's how Packing Duck started.
Wow.
Wow. Unbelievable. I mean,
incredible.
when you think about amazing packaging, Chris, you can kind of adhere to this a little bit. We just had an unboxing from Pretty Boy
Pretty Boy does a good job.
last week, and their unboxing experience was so winsome and beautiful, and it really kind of took the brand in my mind from, oh, this is an incredible brand, it's a high quality product, to these guys are superstars. This is incredible. I feel like this is a whole experience. They had Chris, if you remember, they had the definition.
Yeah, I got it. Keep talking.
Yeah,
It's incredible. He's going to get it. This is exciting. He's going to go get it. There we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job. Actually, I thought of you, Jason. I don't know if they're using you, but I thought of you because you're one of the few voices who actually talk about, upgrading the experience everyone has, when they actually order something.
Yeah.
And, it's like, I would never think that you would send something like this to a man when he's like ordering, facial skincare, etc. Yeah. But it totally upgraded the whole experience for me.
Yeah.
And I made that box, right?
You made this?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We didn't know that.
I just go back to my email because I just want to confirm that I'm not getting it wrong. Yeah, we actually made that. I could show you the behind.
Let's go. Let's
go.
Yeah, I mean,
let's have a look at this box. Look at that.
That is hilarious.
You got each of the bottles in there. I mean, the presentation of everything is world class.
Look at this.
Yeah, you see all the box, and then you have the actual definition of Pretty Boy up there. I mean, it's unbelievable. It changes the entire experience that you're having with the brand, and it changes that feeling. I mean, and then exactly this. This was
hard.
The next level for us, where you make it. Everybody's super busy. Everybody's doing 6,000 things. Mm-hmm. You made that super easy for us to know, like, hey, nighttime, dummy. This is when you use this. Oh, daytime. Use it then. Oh yeah, make sure you wash your face with this. Like that was incredible. Unbelievable experience.
The funny thing is that so many more people are paying attention to packaging now because when you're buying stuff from DTC, you lose out on that in-store experience of talking to someone and like being able to be able to see what others they have offering. Yeah. And so when you create an unboxing experience like this, yes, they're buying the core products, but you can also get the opportunity to upsell them on your other catalogs. Yes. You get the opportunity to speak a message, send a founder's note, send a free gift of purchase. Like, so there's so many things that you can create, and it's basically creating a moment, right? Because when you think about like why people want to show things on an unboxing video, why Chris, you just showed me, is because that made an impression on you.
Exactly.
Thousands of people that are unboxing all these boxes on TikTok. If your box does not look good, you're not getting screen time. That's just the reality.
Great point.
That's a really good point.
So we've talked to brands, like Avi's one of our clients that was very public about it, so I'll quote them, but they said that by creating the influencer box that we made for them, they saw a significant increase in the type of, in the amount of influencers that was posting about them. Just changing the packaging, because if you're seeding PR boxes to 10,000 people and they're plain brown boxes, the odds of you getting a post, it's probably a lot lower than if it's something that is a lot more impressionable, right?
It's a great point.
I love the fact that you have tied in packaging into a tactical and practical for the CMO or the director of marketing there. It can now bring that back and say like, hey, here's this direct correlation. Do you have any best practices for folks that when they're designing this unboxing experience, you have like a checklist of saying like, hey, here's 3 must-dos that you have to have. I don't care if you work with me or not, but like you better have these if you want to have a winsome experience.
Well, and Jason, before you answer too, I want you to like just talk us through the process of like how this works, because I've got a I've got a little brand over here that's been cooking.
He's teasing it,
but I don't know how to make an awesome packaging experience.
Yeah. And
so I would basically want to come to Jason and say, Jason, like, how do I make this thing awesome? I'd love you to just walk through the process too.
100%. Well, I think before I get into it, we need to talk about the types of packaging, right? Because there's the packaging that holds your product. So for example, if I'm buying a glove, it comes in a box. That's what we call primary packaging. So whatever's holding the main product, the core component, is the primary packaging. Then there's the secondary packaging. So think about like shipping boxes or like a carton of 24 cases of Coca-Cola, the carton is the secondary packaging. And then there's the retail packaging, right? That what's on shelf. So like you'll adjust your strategy depending on if it's going on shelf or if it's just being sent to DTC. But my first principle for any packaging design is don't overcomplicate it and try to find what is like the most optimal complexity to minimalism ratio. So what I mean by that is what a lot of people don't understand is that packaging actually has a direct impact on their bottom line. If you make your box too heavy, you're paying an extra $1 for shipping.
Yeah.
Just by going over the weight limit of a first class melt and a priority melt, you're paying an extra $2 to $3. Wow. And so many brands try to overcomplicate things by making their box look fancier for the sake of looking fancier, but they're not realizing that they're losing a lot of money on shipping because it's a lot heavier. So finding the optimal ratio of like, okay, I want to get straight to the point. I want to create a great unboxing experience, but I also want to consider the margins and the finances. The other thing is, I think the unboxing experience, let's just talk mailer boxes, for example, right? Yeah. Like when you open that box that you just talked about, the way that you kind of envision it is that is your first handshake with your customer, right? Yeah. They order from your DTC site, probably not from Amazon, but that's DTC. What if you're trying to recreate is the moment that someone walks into your door physically, what is that experience you want to create for them? And that needs to be within the first 3 to 10 seconds of them opening a box and playing around with the insert cards and whatnot. The other thing is it needs to be great for Instagram. So it's like if you go to the restaurant, if the food doesn't look good, you're not taking a picture of it. So the better you create the presentation, like creating inserts, stacking them next to each other, that's another advice I always give to people. It's like you want to make it very, very presentable. And then lastly, this is an important thing, but you don't realize that if you're shipping that box, like just that box you're holding, Chris, you're shipping that box with no outer carton, it's most likely going to get extremely damaged because
beat up.
Hundreds of miles that it travels through being stacked on top of boxes, it's got to get beat up. But that box is pretty clean, so it probably came in another box.
It did.
So they paid money for 2 boxes and the weight of adding on top of it to make it look nice. But if you don't want to do that, you want to make sure that the surface material that you're using doesn't pick up dirt easily.
Oh.
You ever seen paper that picks up dirt a lot easier than paper laminated or matte?
100%.
So if your plan is to not use an extra carton and just ship with that box, then you need to make sure that the surface that you're using, the paper material, isn't going to pick up dirt or scratches easily. And these are things that people don't really think about. But, I've been on the brand side for 12 years. I can call these out. I can call the finances of packaging. And I think the reason why people work with us is because we think about these components that a traditional manufacturer might not think about.
That is so sharp, bro.
I love that.
That is goated advice. That is goated advice. So, Jason, people come to you. Number one, you are the only person that I know in my network that can even speak to this with expertise or offer advice about it or offer a service to it. I mean, to me, that makes you one of one. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Number two, you've got this operator background, having owned and launched and scaled so many brands that there's different things that you're thinking about that probably your competition isn't. And people come to you and you can walk them through this process or how you think about it and help them design this thing. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's incredible, bro. That's incredible. And so right now, let's say I come to you, I've got a new product. I mean, I literally do, but honestly, I need some manufacturing help with it too. But okay, let's say I come to you and I say, hey, I've got this product. I need packaging. Man, what's the timeline? How long does it take from me and Jason talked to now there's economical, minimalist, but maximalist experience packaging that is here that I can sell and ship out with my product? How long does that process look like?
I think from today, just us having this conversation, let's just say you do want to move forward with it. I think that we'll spend the next couple of days talking about concepts and ideas, just high level what that looks like. And then depending on if you have a designer or if you need to hire a designer from us, we'll have to put a week or so to make the design and mock it up for you. And then another week to create a sample for you if you want to touch it in your hand, right? So 7 days to make a sample, 3 days to ship it from our facility to you. So like all in all, like give it maybe 2 to 3 weeks just to get it through. But that's just like the initial consultation because we need to figure out what we're making. But once we know exactly what we're making, we create a spec sheet. So think of a spec sheet as in like you're building a PC. We need this part, this part, this part, this color, a complete built sheet. We send it into the factory. We make it in about 25 days as a lead time, depending on what material, 25 to 35 days. And then during that time, we'll send you production pictures. We'll handle logistics for you. So we also own our own in-house freight forwarding company, which means that when clients work with us, all they have to figure out is what kind of packaging they want, and in X amount of days, it shows up on their doorstep. We've taken out a lot of the complexity of making packaging, like the the things that stress you out. We combine it all in one place, and we have the team to support that.
Bro, this to me, this sounds like your Apple computers. I mean, this sounds like your masterpiece, brother. You're just bringing everything all in there and one together, and then at least half of ecom is just going to be going to you all the time, every day, and in every way. Just like half of the world's population in America goes to Apple for every device.
Yeah,
but this is so smart, bro.
The market's pretty big. I think the global market for packaging is in tens of billions of dollars. And if we can just capture 1% of that, we're pretty set. And when I started this company, I think I was very fortunate that I came from an operate background, because when I first started the company, my first 50 clients were friends of mine. I literally texted people like Chris, like all my friends in the space. I was like, hey, can I do your packaging? But what I'm very, very happy about is that for every single one of them, we were able to save them a substantial amount of money.
Oh, I believe it.
We saved a client an extra $1 million on packaging that they're overpaying. Just imagine an extra $1 million in your cash, in your bank account, right? So because we're able to be vertically integrated within our supply chain, we're able to be lower in cost than everyone else, which then brings back cash for you guys. So on average, we save about 10 to 15%, but there are some cases that it's about 30 to 40%.
That is crazy, man. That's crazy. And what I'll say too, just consultation wise, actually getting something in your hands, it's so fast from me talking to you 3 weeks later. I got something that I'm looking at and feeling like that's bananas. How fast that is. This reminds me of everything that you're talking about. It reminds me of what was happening at Bruce Bolt at the time, which is where I used to work.
Mm-hmm.
Those baseball gloves, those batting gloves, they were a unique product. It cost 3 or 4 times more than everything else, than its competitors. But what people did was they actually saved the packaging. They loved the bag that it came in and the card and they would actually keep it and keep their gloves inside of it. And the whole time you were talking, I was thinking about those gloves, man. That the packaging was part of the secret sauce. That unboxing experience. This is too uninvested in, too little talked about, and there's so much ROI on the other side of it. Even if you're just saving people money, there's so much ROI on the other side of this. Colin, I feel like there should be a lot more conversation about this, but there's not.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you hire a tax accountant to do your taxes, and then they save you even more money. Then would you actually charge the tax accountant? It's like, well, why don't I just use a tax accountant? Because they're going to save me even more money on taxes. The same thing applies here. It's like, well, why wouldn't I just talk to Jason, because he's just going to save me money on my initial packaging that I'm already doing, which probably isn't optimized. To be honest, most brand operators are not going into this being like, I have to optimize my packaging out of the gate. They're just like, we got to get the thing out.
Yeah.
Let's get some meta ads out and just start rocking and rolling. So this is a massive opportunity.
I'll give you guys some insights that I've never told anywhere else.
Please.
That time. All right. So my goal is that in 5 years, we will not own any factories.
Wow.
Right now we have 3. In 5 years, I hope to own none. And the reason for that is because we want to expand into a tech-enabled packaging factory, which means that you can come to the Paking Duck site and there will be AI agents that are doing the consultation for you. Right now, it's humans doing consultations, right? But our agents will be way smarter than us, response instantaneously. So that 2-3 day consultation that we would have will now be done in 20 minutes. The agents you will talk to, and this is being in development right now. We're launching it soon, but you can talk to it like a real human. It understands the nuances of your category. For example, if you want to go into Walmart, we understand the compliances for Walmart. We know what the height needs to be. We know what the transportation weight and dimension needs to be, what the packing configuration needs to be. If you're going to retail, we're like, okay, here's recommendations for you. Here's, can you check your barcodes are here, make sure your designs are, front and center. Like, our AI consultant for packaging will be the smartest one out of all of us, including myself. And you'll be able to do that on our site.
Crazy.
Once you go through on our site, we'll also do the designs for you. We'll mock it up for you. So you'll in real time see what your packaging looks like just by describing it. And then we'll synchronize that order into our platform. Now, the reason why I think we will not own any factories is because I actually want to create Paking Duck as a standard for factories to join as a network. So what I mean by that is I got this idea from the hotel industry. Did you know that Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt don't own 99.6% of their hotels?
Really?
They used to. 15, 20 years ago, they used to own all their hotels. But over the last decade or so, they changed the model to allow franchisees to own it. And the reasons why when you walk into a 5-star Hilton in Spain and a 5-star in New York, and you expect the same amount of standard of quality of service, is because they create that flag, that Hilton flag, and they know that if you want to be a Hilton hotel operator and you want to be 5-star, you have to do this checklist of stuff. You need to have a spa, you need to have a restaurant, you need to have a butler, you need to have all these stuff, right? Wow. And we think that we can actually create the same thing for packaging, where we actually want to have a global network of factories that are Paking Duck factories. But for you to Paking Duck factory, you have to meet all these criteria. You're constantly being audited. It's like being a Michelin star restaurant, right? Like, do you get a star?
Exactly.
Right? So I got that idea, and I'm like, okay, in 5 years, we're going to create the technology that enables our clients to work faster and better and more efficiently with packaging. But we're going to have so much demand that we need to start triaging it to the best factories around the world. If you're a European brand, you might not want to manufacture in China, but it's great because our network has someone in Poland. We have someone in Turkey. Right? If you're in the US and you want something fast, we can get you someone in Mexico. And you can always expect the same level of quality everywhere around the world if you're working with Paking Duck. So that's our 5-year plan.
Wow.
That's
Jason. Unbelievable, man. Bro, the crazy thing to me is that I already think that you're operating on a whole nother level. Brother, this is like galaxy mode. This is
galaxy mode.
This is gigabrain, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is crazy.
I got this idea also because we have a very unique problem that most manufacturers don't have. Most manufacturers find their clients through trade shows. So they'll go to Vegas, they'll go to a convention, they set up a booth for $50,000,
right?
Bring their samples over, pay another $50K for travel, they're $100K out of the bank, and they maybe get 20 clients that walk through their booth and give them their email. That's a reality for most manufacturers. We have never spent a single dollar on marketing. From day one, we built a content team. So the very first day of starting this company, my immediate thought was I need to build a content team to generate demand. And so now we have a team of 5. And Colin, we've worked together back in Triple Well days.
Yeah.
You're the best at it, so you understand this. I built this content team. We have a producer, we have a script writer, we have a video editor, we have a researcher who's just researching topics for us to make videos on. And I'll film and break down, how does Rolex make their bags? How much does it cost? When you walk into a XYZ store, here's a box they have. How much does it cost? How do they make it? Here's all the process. So I bring people behind the scenes of how packaging is made. And I make this industry that is typically kind of boring into a type of content that people want to consume, even if you're not in the space. And that alone gave us so much inquiry, or so much demand, that we're getting thousands of inquiries every single month.
That's incredible. With
$0 ad spend, thousands of inquiries. And we can't handle it all. So I was like, I want to triage it to other factories who are having this demand problem.
Right? Yeah. That's you're seeing the arbitrage moment. Basically, you're seeing that beautiful arbitrage moment between you and this. You're driving the entire thing through a content engine, which Chris and I know a little something about. We can understand that. We can understand the content piece of that.
Trying to get there. That's right.
Yeah, we're trying to get there.
I think this is so smart, and I wish that more manufacturers, software partners, people who operate in these kind of boring spaces would listen to this and pick this up. because there's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more than one way to generate leads. And especially if you are the only one who is doing it. Again, you're the only person I know who makes content like that.
Same here.
I've seen it. I love it. I want more of it.
Yeah.
If you're the only one who's doing it, then it makes all the sense in the world why people will be coming to you. I don't even know who else to find. I mean, you know, who else do I go to? To whom shall I go? Jason's the only one yapping about it on the internet. He's the yapper. If you're yapping about packaging, then Jason is your guy, and that makes all the sense in the world, man. That's so sharp.
That's so sharp.
Thank you. That's our big plan. But for us to build that big plan, we have to own our own factories first. So that's why I bought the factories, to collect the data.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of tech providers, especially engineers, they don't know what to build because they don't know who they're building it for. They just know how to build. Yeah. And so what we did first was we acquired a majority stake in these factories so that we have controlling power, but we also get access to the data. Then we leverage those data to build the tech platform that we want to create for other factories. Because like, how can I make something for other factories if I don't know what's going on at mine?
Yeah.
And so we're creating our own internal CRMs. We're creating our internal ERPs. We're creating our internal AI agents. You know, most software providers are not making softwares for manufacturers. It's kind of a boring, outdated industry. Most softwares have not been updated in the last 10, 15 years. So we're trying to do that by building it ourselves for our own use and then giving it out to the outside world.
That's a smart tech play. That's
super
really smart. I think, man, we need more packaging content. We need more packaging content. We need to live stream some packaging content. I think we need to somehow get a live stream going over there in Hong Kong and Shenzhen or wherever else. Man, Jason, this is it's good, brother. I see the vision. I see the future too. And if there's going to be a Hilton of packaging, it's going to be you, man.
Thank you. I hope so.
Well, man, we appreciate you making the time and joining the show, and we want to find a way to shine more light on Paking Duck, because everybody and their mom needs to go and work with Jason. Jason, I know you got a long list, and you got a wait list of people who want to work with you. But where do they find you? Where do they get in contact with you? How can they start the process should they so desire?
Yeah, you can go on our website, Paking Duck. That's PAKINGDUCK.com, and then our Instagram. You can see our past work. It's @Duck DUCK.
Awesome.
Whoa,
Duck.
Let's go.
Wow, you got Duck? That is great, man.
That's great.
Part of the inspiration for the name was Triple Whale.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
I think amazing. Mascots are funny. It's memorable. And also, most manufacturers' name are not, that sticky. It's usually like, Brooklyn Industrial Limited.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're not that fun. So we want to make it fun. We want to make it welcoming. Like, I don't think it's a topic or a category that should just be unsexy forever. We want to make it sick.
It makes me want to eat Peking duck too. Every time I hear it. Well, Jason, man, we appreciate you joining. We look forward to having you back. And everybody, I hope, goes and works with you now to make some sexy packaging and send your business.
World. Small
world, man. Small world. We appreciate it. It's incredible. We appreciate you coming. Look forward to having you back, man.
Bye.